Good evening, friends, and welcome to our October virtual happy hour. I'm Lon Hudman, Vice President of Events and Marketing at Solle Naturals, and I would like to welcome all of you to our virtual happy hour. We have a lot of information that's going to be packed into our virtual happy hour tonight. I want to begin by welcoming all of my friends that I see that are texting in, chiming in from all over the country. I want to say welcome and hola and bienvenidos. I see some of my Spanish-speaking friends have joined. Griselda, Gigia, welcome to Rachel. Welcome Elba and Sherry Jakes. Jody, Paige, Sandy, Shauna Kaufman. Welcome everyone. And I'm excited to see so many people joining us. We're going to have a good crowd, a good turnout tonight. So excited to have you here. And as I said, we have a lot of information packed in tonight. And tonight, we're going to be talking about Solle Essentials and emotional health. And we're going to have a pre-recorded presentation from our master formulator, Jennifer Pressimone. And then she's going to join us live to answer some questions following the presentation. So let's start with the presentation.
Hi, and welcome to the Solle Naturals Happy Hour. I am so excited to be here with you. And today's topic we have titled SOS, Sending Out an SOS, Soul Oils Save. We're going to talk about strengthening mindset, balancing emotions, and supporting your body. Ways and strategies and tools that you have right now to manage anxiety, depression, and emotional unrest. I am the Solle Essentials formulator. My name is Jennifer Pressimone. I am a clinical aromatherapist and herbalist. I have been using natural health for almost 20 years. I have been with Solle Naturals since the beginning. So I certainly believe in their philosophy. It is an amazing mind, body, gut approach that helps so many, and it's so versatile to help with so many different health ailments that you need, whether you're strengthening your strengths or strengthening your weak areas. So let's start by taking a personal assessment. How is your mental and emotional health? How are you? If you are a caretaker, if you're a parent, for yourself, you want to ask this question: how is your mental and emotional health, but also how is the mental and emotional health of your family, of your friends, of people that you are seeing around you? Because this is really important. This is something that everybody is struggling with right now, feeling, just so stressed out, a lot of anxiety building up, the depression building up, loneliness, feeling isolated. There's lots of other emotions that are coming up: anger, grief, guilt, bitterness, resentment. We're having more trouble focusing and staying on task, being decisive. There's so much, fear of the unknown that's going on right now. And so we want to really, first by starting and taking a personal assessment of how are we? Because if we are not happy and healthy, we're not thriving. We might be surviving, which is okay, but we want to strengthen ourselves into a thriving environment where we can do more than just survive. Let's talk about how you can achieve your happy, hopeful, ambitious, powerful, productive you. This is the place where you feel your best. You feel your quality of life is really strong. You feel like you can make great decisions. You're thinking clearly. You're motivated. You're just really strong in who you are, what you want, and how you're going to get it. If you're not, and you're struggling with that, then I am going to be talking about some solutions that you have and things that have helped me. I know I have been on both sides of the equation, you know, and life is a roller coaster. We have ups and we have downs. And, you know, when we're down, we need to surround ourselves by a support system that helps to lift us up. We need to eliminate things that keep us being down, including bad habits. So sometimes that's the people around you, but sometimes that's yourself. And, you know, there's a lot of things that are not in our control, but there's many things that are. So instead of focusing on what is not in your control, focus on what is. That's what we're going to be talking about today, so you can achieve your happy. This is your mind, body, gut, soul essentials aromatic team. This is your team. This is how you're going to do that. This right here can help you strengthen your mind, nourish your body, empower your gut, and feel comfortable at the soul level with yourself. So let's start by talking about the soul essential oils. Why are they unique? They were formulated, I formulated them with many reasons. There's many layers that went into formulating these blends. That way, they don't just help with minor stuff, they really can help get to the nitty-gritty and the roots of what's going on. So I came at putting these together for you, connecting mind, body, gut, spirit, and soul, every fabric of our being. They're multi-dimensional, meaning they're going to go very deep, deep roots to the root of the problem, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, energetic, environmental. They're multi-purposed, meaning they don't do just one thing. They do many things simultaneously. And multifaceted, meaning that there's layers of support in various directions. They don't just help in one direction. They can actually go north, south, east, and west at the same time because they are adaptogenic, which is the foundation of Soul Naturals. Soul Naturals built this company based on how can we truly strengthen mind, body, gut. And that's by providing it with adaptogens. Adaptogens have a built-in GPS system that know exactly what needs to be revved up and energized and exactly what needs to be calmed down. And it can provide energy to one organ at the same time providing relaxation to another organ. So it's multidimensional, multi-purposed, and multifaceted. So why do they help? We have chosen the highest quality that we can in these essential oils. And the way they are formulated provide synergy because there is intention behind them. The intent of how can we balance as many things within the one essential oil. And you know, we have 4 categories with soul. We have clarify, calm, balance, and lift. And they each have a purpose. So we looked at the purpose, we created the intention, we put quality into them to give you this profound synergistic results. So how are they designed to help you? They provide that synergistic support on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, environmental. They're pre-formulated for you. In that pre-formulation, I have balanced them out. So whatever is overstimulating has been calmed down to keep them very balanced so that they're safe, they're very effective, and they have focused support. They have that internal GPS system, adaptogenic properties, right? And the goal is to balance imbalances while strengthening your strengths at the same time. Most of the time people think about, oh, I need help with this. I need to work on something that's broken, but we forget to strengthen our strengths. These oils do that. It is a grab and go system, AKA SOS system, your simple oil system. So why does the soul aromatherapy work for mental and emotional health? The goal is to stimulate the olfaction function to address, shift, trigger your responses, reactions, and behaviors. It activates the limbic system, which is our emotional brain, and it activates our olfactory cortex. This is our scent identification. This is where we recognize odors, because then they go into olfaction receptors, and we know everybody has a unique variation within their olfaction receptors. So my olfaction receptor format or setup is different than yours. That's why I like certain things and maybe you don't. So it's an activator. We have the olfactory bulb. This is where the scent gets transmitted, gets sent. And we also know the olfactory bulb is the portal in which viruses and bacteria enter into the body. So strengthening your olfaction system can help at the immune level. We know that the aromatherapy regulates metabolic processes, your emotions, sleep, hunger, intimacy, and desire. It does that via the hypothalamus. And then through the thalamus, it's going to help to regulate movement and thinking, which is going to help you from getting stuck and staying stuck. It activates memory storage, hormone secretions, decision-making, emotional responses like our fight or flight and fear responses. That is in the amygdala. And we have a lot of research showing that there's greater activation in the amygdala when you're smelling a scent that has personal meaning. So using the Soul Essential blends at the time that you need it, when you use it again to manage stress, you're going to be able to achieve that quicker, more efficiently and effectively, because you've built this personal meaning. And we know that there's direct neurobiological correlation. So where does the aromatherapy work? It's working from our head to our roots. It's nurturing and empowering the mind, body, and gut. It's connecting and supporting physiological, psychological, and biochemical responses for accurate and efficient communication. That may sound like a big word, but it is our gut-brain circuitry, which allows us to think, feel, and have gastrointestinal support. It is our hormone and neurotransmitter functions. It supports that communication and signaling. This is important for mood modulation. Our blood chemistry, so circulation, heart health, we know that's associated with feeling loved. And the immune and cellular health, feeling strong versus feeling attacked. This is how aromatherapy can work, and this is why it's working and where it's working. Your Soul Essential scents, and when you use them regularly, they can help to calm fear and transform that fear into courage with minimized resistance. It can convert negative thoughts and feelings into positive, optimistic thoughts. It infuses hope and inner peace. How do you use Soul Essentials for mental and emotional support? There is a lot of historical and scientific research that shows the power of inhalation through our diffuser, using the essential oils in the diffuser and mixing them in a carrier for a topical application. This is basically the aromatherapy is supporting from the outside in while you take your herbs that are supporting from the inside out. There's going to be synergistic results doing both. So smell your oils and take your herbs. That's why when I'm working on health issues, I not only put together an herbal program, I match up aromatherapy to drive that in deeper so results hold. And we also get that mental and emotional support. So doing herbal integration is going to enhance that gut-brain nourishment and functions. And my core herbal integration are adaptogens, probiotics, essential fatty acids, enzymes, and minerals. This is my team. So right here, you have your aromatherapy team. You have 8 powerful blends right here. and they are offering infinite support. So these 8 provide you with infinite benefits at the same time. This is your AAA. We used, AAA to the rescue. We're using it here for our health, recovery, and maintenance. So we're doing an assessment to aid in our communicate. So our soul personal assessment, we take that and it tells us what's going on. We have our soul approach, which is helping us to calibrate what's going on. We're using our soul compass approach to calibrate ourselves. And then we activate, meaning we collaborate to achieve the results that we need. So how do we do this? Let's break the AAA strategy down. We're going to assess. What are your mental and emotional health goals? Where is the imbalance happening? This is how you will help you choose which of the compass blends or the soul essential oil blends that you're going to use. So when we look at balance and courage, why would you choose balance or courage? Well, if you are having willpower struggles, if you're going through some fear and you really need courage, you would choose this. If you're depressed and you really need to infuse happiness, balance and courage is part of your team. If you feel clingy, lonely, isolated, or you have children feeling like this, or parents or family or friends, and we really need to inspire independence, balance and courage is part of your team. If you're feeling angry or there's aggressive issues going on and we need to convert that into feeling content and satisfied, if you need to feel loved versus feeling abandoned, and if you need to be positive versus negative, calm and contentment are very good to help with that. To bring, self-belief, believing in yourself, having strong self-worth, self-esteem, and not doubting yourself. To feel balanced and equal versus dominating or dominated, or if you're controlling or controlled. And to inspire focus and alertness versus confusion. You want to use clarify and confidence. And to feel nourished when you're going through grief. And there's a couple types of grief. There's hysteria, where it's this outpouring. And then there's silent grief, where people just, they stifle it in and they hold it in. If you need to feel reassured versus anxious, if you need to feel hopeful versus disappointed, lift and comfort will be part of your team. And this is really important to assess, again, not only yourself, but your family and those around you. There are so many people suffering in silence that don't know how to ask for help or where to get help or what is even out there to help them. This is where we can pay it forward in helping others and being somebody's SOS. We can show them, hey, you can feel better. And this is how. It's very simple.
Wow. Thank you, Jennifer. Don't you just love to listen to Jennifer as she explains her oils and how she formulated them, the thinking that went into those formulas? I just love to listen to her talk about the essential oils and the Solle Essentials. Now, I have a surprise for you. That's only part of the entire presentation. And we are going to be uploading the entire presentation onto our YouTube channel so you can share it and you can finish watching the rest of the information. But there was so much information that I wanted to bring her on live to talk to you and answer some of your questions. But in the rest of the presentation, she's going to talk about the compass approach, how she came up with it. She's going to talk about how you can use the Solle Essentials along with the Soul products, how they complement each other. She also has a special segment on how to dilute the oils and what ratios to use depending upon the age of the person that is going to be using the oils. You'll want to make sure of that. And then she also talks a little bit about safety precautions when using essential oils. So we're going to upload the entire presentation so you get all the information, but I wanted to have some time for Jennifer to join us live. So Jennifer, are you there?
I am here.
Thank you. Wonderful job, as always, presenting information about your essential oil blends. And Jennifer is going to be answering your questions. So if any of you have questions for Jennifer, go ahead and start texting in your questions now. And Jennifer is here to answer any questions you may have about our Solle Essentials Pure Essential Oil blends, whether it's Lift, Calm, Balance, or Clarify. She will also answer questions about our Compass blends, Contentment, Comfort, Courage, and Confidence. And while you're putting your questions together, thinking about what questions you want to ask, I want to remind you that if you're interested in purchasing either one of our essential oil blends or one of the Compass blends, that the best way to do that is in a package. And we have the personal spa package that contains one of each of the Solle essential oil blends, Lift, Balance, Calm, and Clarify. And you can buy the spa pack for $79.95. It's already discounted. It saves you almost $12 from buying the individual bottles. And you also save when you buy the Solle Essentials Compass gift set. And that price is $74.95, saves you about $1 a bottle over buying the individual Compass blends themselves. And I also wanted to remind everyone, during our Inside Soul in October, we announced that the Solle Essentials Clarify Cleansing Bar is now available. And you can pick one of those up for $6.95. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite products. The Solle Essentials Cleansing Bar is amazing. I've been using it every morning. It wakes me up. My skin feels great. And the men in your life are going to love it because you smell clean, but you don't smell perfumey. And some of the men's soaps have too much of a perfume scent to it. But the Solle Essentials Clarify Bar, you just smell clean. And I think they're going to love it. Now, I have a special surprise for you. We have a new product available in the Solle Essentials line, and that is our Solle Essentials Balance Lotion Bar. Available tonight, beginning tonight. And we have added more essential oil into this bar, and the price for the new Balance Lotion Bar is $10.95. It's a wide lotion bar, wide stick, and you can use it, rub it on. It smells great. And tonight, for everyone who's participating in our virtual happy hour, we have a special. The special is going to run through tonight and all day tomorrow. If you buy 5 of our Balance lotion bars, you can get them for $45. You can save $10 off the regular price. So go ahead and order your Balance lotion bars. They should be available and on the website right now, available for order. And you're going to love the Balance lotion bar. And speaking of bars, you know what this is leading into, Kendall? I think I love my segues into the jokes more than the jokes themselves. But speaking of bars, a Catholic priest, a Protestant minister, and a rabbit walk into a bar. And the bartender says to the rabbit, "Hey, would you like to order something to drink?" And the rabbit says, "I have no idea. I'm only here because of autocorrect." Now, you're probably going to have to think about it. My kids had to think about that one a little bit. That might be my favorite dad joke so far. I'm only here because of autocorrect. All right. Now that we finished with the bad dad joke, we're going to bring on our master formulator, Jennifer Pressimone, to answer some of your questions. So let's see if anyone has any questions for you. Now, I did want to read some of the comments, Jennifer. I don't know if you were able to see the comments as you were giving the presentation, but there were a couple of comments. I know Ashley Brannon commented that the Solle Essential Oils are game changers. I saw that, I think it was Erica texted in something about how she loves how consistent the oils are. She can take any of them and she knows they're going to work and they're going to get results. And I saw another comment about how they love how simple they are, how you've made essential oils and aromatherapy simple for people to understand and to use. And I hope that you were able to see some of those comments. They were great comments. I know that they love you and the work that you're doing. And so let's see, Kristen Alexander wants to know if it's okay to use essential oils with children and babies.
Yes. And throughout the presentation, when I start talking about the dilution ratios and what to use and when and how, I do touch upon that, for the healthy individual, but also for children, elderly, people with sensitivities, and pets. And so you can use them safely. The big thing to remember when it comes to safety and your essential oils, you do need to be mindful of specific essential oils, but really the ratio, the dilution ratio that you're using, so the quantity of what you're using and the duration. Those are going to be two key factors to always remember. The strength of it, how much, the potency, and the time, the length of that. So, for on average, everything's going to be fine. And the roll-ons actually I have used safely with infants as small as a few weeks old to 102 years old. And so I do love the roll-ons. When you're diffusing the blends, then certainly you don't want to overdo it with kids and with pets. And for people with sensitivities, specific health ailments, and then people that might be taking blood thinners, you do want to be mindful of over diffusing the lift blend. Certainly diffusing it a little bit is going to be fine, but if you're going to put 10 to 15 drops in your diffuser going for a couple hours, that's a bit much.
Okay. Betty Runkle wants to know how Clarify specifically affects the immune system.
Oh, wow. Let me count the ways. There is a lot more research now than, when I got into this 20 years ago, and even before that, we certainly have a lot of research and materia medica from our ancestors, but we have a lot more evidence-based research studies that have been completed to demonstrate the efficacy of not only essential oils, but particular essential oils for certain situations. And so using your essential oils, I would say any of them are great for the immune system because, we know the power of the olfactory bulb and our olfactory system. Smelling in a pure, unadulterated essential oil like the ones that we have are going to go in and they're going to activate, they're going to strengthen the mind or the gut-brain, the vagus nerve, the gut-brain communication. We know our immune system is in the gut, so, we're covered there. The specific oils that are in Clarify, are heavy hitters when it comes to immune support. They all are going to support the immune system, but some are going to be more potent and more powerful than others. And so Clarify, the oils in Clarify work for a multitude of different reasons because they're strengthening brain activation, they're strengthening gut activation, they're strengthening, when I talk about biochemical support, because, we're talking about mental, physical, emotional, but biochemical, that includes like our neurotransmitters, our blood, our lymphatic system, or our hormones. And so the oils that are in there are certainly going to activate that to strengthen the immune system.
Great. I saw a question from Myrna. Myrna Martinez wants to know what essential oil would be good or best for anxiety.
Wow. So if you finish watching the presentation, I actually talk about anxiety in particular and some specifics, not only the aromatherapy, but herbal. And so what my go-to program is for that. So you've got to watch for more on that. But to give you some specific, I do like the Lift blend, and I specifically like the Comfort. Because of the cinnamon and the fruits and the Ravenstar that's in that Lift blend. And then in the Comfort blend, we've added, it's a combination of Lift with some of the other Solle Essentials and then the added essential oils that we have in there. When you think about anxiety, we know the nervous system is, frazzled and it's spasming a little bit. So we need antispasmodics, anti-inflammatories. But also we know anxiety is rooted in the pancreas being off, our blood sugar being off. So then we have to look at what balances blood sugar, the kidneys. And so oftentimes you may notice, and this would be a good thing to journal, is when you're more anxious, do you find yourself more fearful? Do you find yourself hesitant and feeling not worthy? Because, our kidneys are the root, of willpower. And so when we're not hydrated, we don't have enough protein, we don't have enough electrolytes like we're getting in the Soul Vital, our blood sugar is going to be off. And so one of the quickest ways to help with the anxiety on the emotional side, but also the mental and the physical counterparts to that, is to smell the Lift Blend. And also the Comfort roll-on. I like to roll that right underneath the nose. You can put it around the ears, always both ears, because it balances the equilibrium. But with blood sugar, I do put the roll-on over the kidney regions, in the back, and then also over the pancreas, in your abdomen, because that's just going to help give some additional support. And then you also can include the reflexology points if you want.
Okay, couple more questions before we let you go. Let's see. Sandy Escobar wants to know which oil would be best for someone with fibromyalgia.
That's a loaded question, because, with fibromyalgia, you're talking about a symptom. And the reason you have to get to the root. The reason you would have that, and I love Lydia Ferrantino's training, because she teaches us the 4 things that make you sick. It's the same thing for everybody. And so no matter what ailment, specifically with fibromyalgia, that is an autoimmune category. So we know we've got to work on the immune system. We have to work on gut-brain communication. We have to work specifically on nervous and glandular system. But again, something is out of balance. And so my approach and my goal is to balance the imbalances while strengthening the strengths of what's already working for you. In life, we focus on everything that's wrong and we forget to honor and say, oh, you know what, this is going on, but these things you did great. And so we have to do that with our body. And so, using the aromatherapy, I do have a chart that I created that is kind of smelling around the world. It coincides with Lydia's soul drinking around the clock, smelling around the clock. And I have put them in a sequence for you. So you may want to look at that chart. And I certainly can get that to you. I can post that in one of the forums, the Soul forums too, for you. But basically you're going to use all 4 of the Compass blends. And we're going to start with a certain Compass blend. And then a few hours later, we're using a different one. And a few hours later, we're using a third one. And a few hours later, we're using a 4th one. And the reason I call it smelling around the clock is because we need to be like a clock. We need to experience something and release it. And oftentimes with fibromyalgia, we know the lymphatic system is congested. Things are stuck. There's imbalances going on. There's stuff in there that shouldn't be, that we need to get out. Our eliminative channels aren't as healthy or strong. Organs aren't as strong as healthy. We're battling, things that are going on, whether that's virus, bacteria, fungus, parasites. And then, there's malnutrition. And so, to enhance your body's ability to, let's move you around. We've got to move you around the clock. Then I would smell all 4 of the Compass blends. So it's really hard for me to tell you just one. Like if you're looking for something topical for a fibromyalgic pain, the thing that I like is either the Contentment roll-on, because it's highly anti-inflammatory. A lot of the oils in there are scientifically shown, evidence-based research showing us that they are anti-inflammatory. The other thing is to take the Soul Flex AC cream and mix some Calm in that. make yourself a nice calm AC cream combination and apply that topically to that area. And in the Soul Experiences page, if you go to the files, you will find an A to Z recipe guide. And I do have a recipe in there specifically for that.
Okay, one more question, and this one's from Danny Springer. She wanted to know if you recommend placing the oils on the bottom of your feet or the spine.
So I do have a section in my presentation about safety, and so I would encourage you to watch that. Being an aromatherapist, a clinical aromatherapist for 20 years, being a practitioner, being in the position I am with the National Association of Holistic Aromatherapy, there are certain guidelines that I follow. There are certain ideas and philosophies and theories that I like. And so for me personally, to answer that question for you, I'm conservative, but I'm also realistic. I do follow the science. And I also have, like I said, 20 years of hands-on experience. So anything I teach you because I know from firsthand experience, or I've worked with clients that I get that firsthand experience that way. So I am not a huge advocate of undiluted oils, first and foremost, because when you understand anatomy and physiology, when you understand that everybody is complex beings, and you know that you might not necessarily know the contraindications associated, you really have to do a thorough intake of what medications, what herbs, what health conditions are going on. There's a lot to know with that. So I'm not an advocate of using oils undiluted. I do like to use them in a carrier. That first and foremost. Number two is on the bottoms of the feet, the pores are largest enough that I have used oil safely on the bottoms of the feet. However, you still need to do a proper assessment of yourself, of the family member, of the friend, or the person that you're working with, because like I said, cinnamon does have contraindication with blood thinning medications, people with blood disorders, women with their menses, elderly with very thin skin that are bruising easy. And so certainly adding lift to the bottom of the feet could exacerbate some of that. And so you want to be mindful in those situations. But I have used them safely on the bottom of the feet for so many different things, clarify for immune support and whatnot. But you have to assess the person first and foremost. And the dilution ratio, contraindication, safety, and then a formal assessment to know what's going on. And if it's yourself, what's going on with you. And then to address the spine, I am not an advocate of putting the essential oils on the spine for a few different reasons. Having a psychology background, having a science background, knowing what I know, and knowing what you know, we know the spine. It has, these pathways, these nerves that come off the spine, and every nerve is associated with different organs. They're very intertwined. And so although one nerve has this exit ramp and it goes here, there's a lot of complications. There's a lot of side roads that get into that as well. And so what I find is putting them on the spine, there's more sensitivity for somebody. You can emotionally throw them into an emotional crisis. It can exacerbate emotions rather than calm them if you're not doing it diluted and properly, especially if you're doing them, all four of them at different spots. If you were to do that, because I know there are some treatments that talk about using different oils on the spine. What that does is it causes confusion. You're like, hey, do this, no, do this, no, do this, no, do that. And it's this huge confusion. And so we have a beautiful product. We have a beautiful system. We have, a product that delivers results. We have an industry, an aromatherapy and herbal natural health industry that has proven results with this. So why would you go on the side of not being safe, of potentially causing irritation? Why would we even need to do that? Because if you put that right here on your wrist, you put the roll on, or you take some AC cream and you put 1 drop of Clarify and you mix that in and you put that here, that's going to get into your bloodstream. That's giving you the relief that you need. There's no need to put that on the spine. That's my short answer, believe it or not. There's a lot more reasons why I don't use that on the spine.
Great. Now, you've mentioned several times your chart. For those who don't know where they can find the chart, where would they go to locate this chart?
I will go in under, you posted in the Soul Experiences Facebook page about the virtual happy hour. So what I will do when we're done is I will go in and post that. I have it in English and in Spanish. Thanks, Lydia, for helping with that. So we have it in both. So I will go in there and put that chart. And then I encourage, of course, go finish watching the presentation. I have so much good stuff in there for you.
Yeah, excellent. Yes, I strongly encourage everyone to watch the remainder of the presentation, which should now be uploaded on our YouTube channel. You can go check it out right now. You can share it. And I want to conclude by reading a few comments. I saw Tanya Johnson say, I have never felt so confident in using essential oils and sharing them as I do with Solle Essential Oils. So I think that's a tribute to you, Jennifer, and all the work that you've done in making it simple for people to understand and to use. And then I also saw a question that was really more directed to me. Someone was asking about the lotion bars, the Clarify lotion bars and the Calm lotion bars. I can tell you that we are currently looking at a variety of ways and products that we can use our essential oils together and putting them in different forms and making it easy for people to use. And so we're exploring a lot of different options. So I would say that it depends on the popularity and the reception that we get from the Balance lotion bar. That may determine the timeline whether other lotion bars will be made available. But, you know, obviously the Clarify soap or cleansing bar has been very, very popular. And so we may look at that as another form that we can use our essential oils. And we're always looking at different ways that we can do that, working with Jennifer, and we'll continue to do that. I also had someone asking about the special on the Balance lotion bar. And if it's not up on our website, it will be very shortly. As soon as I get off, I will text Blake to see if he's put that up there. But it should be up there tonight, and you should be able to order them tonight and then all day tomorrow. So before we conclude, I do have 3 of our lotion bars that I'm going to give away. Now, the way you can win one of our lotion bars is by answering a trivia question. And the trivia question is this. In our Soul Courage Compass Blend, what are the 2 Soul Essential blends that are in Courage? The first 3 people to answer the question will win the 3 lotion bars. What are the 2 Soul Essentials oil blends that are found and mixed in Soul Courage? So let's see who the first 3 people to come up with the correct answer are, and they'll win. Someone says, nope, Molly, close, but not correct. Let's see, nope. There we go. Betty Runkle is a winner. Becky Greenhalf is our second winner. And Heidi Brazier is our third winner. Congratulations to our 3 winners of our new Balance lotion bar. Our next virtual happy hour will take place on November 17th, and that will be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, same as tonight, and our theme is Think. Because our topic is brain health. So we're going to be learning how we can think better at our next virtual happy hour on November 17th. So thanks everyone for your participation, and a special thanks goes out to Jennifer Pressimone, not only for the wonderful work you've done in formulating our essential oil blends, but in answering the questions and being so informative in your presentation. So thank you so much, and thanks everyone for participating. We'll see you next time. Good night.